Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the heathen, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in this law that he hideth sunrise and sundown. Him a go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in his season. Him leaf never a go wither, and whatsoever him doeth shall prosper. Yea! The heathen them now they saw them there like a chaff, which the wind driveth away. Therefore the heathen them never go stand upon judgment of the sin among them in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord God Jah loveth the way of the righteous and the way of the sin among them always and always. I will perish. Let the people of the Most High God say, Jah! He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High Jah shall therein abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Yes, where twos and threes meet in the name of the Most High Jah, and that's so Jaja there. If Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. Same way, if Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it, and them is saved. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks, and I say unto your name. And I give thanks, and I give thanks. Oh, mau, sogbolisa, adano wato, asikle afo. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a black pot, and each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something sumptuous cooking. Now, listen to the concept of the black pot. Now, the black pot represents the continent of Africa, and the ingredients in the black pot that produce the food represent us as a people. My brother, my sister, look at the nature of the ingredients. Some are tall, some are short, some are long, some are short, some smell good, some don't smell too good. But they put away all differences. The colors all come together in one pot to produce one homogeneous product known as food. And the food that is produced is not for the benefit of the ingredients, but our own benefit as a people. My brother, my sister, just like the black pot, the continent of Africa requires us to put away all our differences so we'll be able to look towards the development of our continent, our people, our land. And we should do it, even if it's not for us, but for the next generation and generations to come, so selflessly. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power. Here we don't do politics. What we do is called patriotism. And I thank you for following us. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and also subscribe to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. We love to hear from you. Do business with us. The more you do business with us, the more you give us the financial muscle to be able to garner on and do things. Now, when you speak the truth, you become an enemy to a majority of people who are benefiting from the lie. So as you expose the lie, you become their enemy. They fight you. But by your financial muscle, we are able to garner on, cutting and going through. This is the Black Pot. Pick our numbers from off the screen and talk to us. You can even send us a WhatsApp call or a simple WhatsApp message. Tell us the business you're doing. Tell us what your budget is. Let us work together. This is the show you've been waiting for, and here we don't criticize. If we must criticize, we'll only just criticize to build and not to destroy, because we are in the service of God and country. Now, the very first issue we want to deal with today is right here. What is the issue? Watch it. National security at it again. Listen, the national security apparatus in Ghana has been messing up time and again. Remember when a journalist was picked up and beaten to pulp? We all remember Caleb Kuda of City, who was picked up and beaten up by the national security apparatus. According to him, they kicked him in the groin and even used tribal expletives on him. At the end of the day, they released him after they made sure he had turned into pulp. What was his crime? He had taken a photo of some vehicles right there in front of some national security personnel in their offices, their big yard. And for that matter, he was arrested and beaten to pulp. My brother, my sister, we all saw it. We all saw what happened. Now, the national security apparatus gets involved in so many different murky issues time and again. And sometimes it is very, very nauseous. This time around, what are they into? And who is their boss? Kandapa. Watch it. It says, national security allegedly picks up man after anti-government post on Twitter. And everybody is going with the hashtag Free Kweku Now. Come, let us read it together. What is it saying? Watch it. National security allegedly picks up man after anti-government post on Twitter. Free Kweku Now is trending at #1 on Twitter as many tweets have taken to the platform to demand for justice after allegations that a man identified as Seth Asante Asiedu aka Kokura Fik has reportedly been picked up at his residence at Amasamai by national security. This comes on the back of a series of posts on Twitter that seemingly addressed government and some related issues. The incident is reported to have happened on Thursday dawn at about 3:30 a.m. On November 6, Kweku Rafik is said to have, in a post, suggested that Ghana was downgraded by major banks in Ghana because of risk levels, adding that commercial banks may be next to struggle. Investment firms are struggling. You know what is next? I believe commercial banks. It will be difficult for them to pay depositors. Moody's has downgraded major banks in Ghana because of their risk levels, he said. In a more recent one posted on Wednesday, Kweku Rafik suggested that some government officials had abandoned their official duties to go and witness the World Cup in Qatar, which is true. And so they left official duties to watch the World Cup. Really? A caring government indeed. He posted 19 hours ago at the time of this report. Ban on foreign travels, but they are in Qatar. He posted on November 30, 2022. He is reported to have been picked up by the national security in the wee hours of Thursday, but his whereabouts are currently not known. Twitter users have since been reacting to the issue. Now watch this thing that is out there. It says, "Dear National Security, I guess you guys would have to build a bigger cell to arrest all of us because this is more, there is more fire coming from some of us." One twip decided to put it out. And you see, ban on foreign travels, but they are in Qatar. It's one of the things that he put out. And this is Kwekuo. He put this out. And these are supposed to be ministers of state. One of them used to be information minister. Now he's a minister for something that I don't even want to know. And if you look at him, he's put on so much weight, only God knows why. And this is Ursula Owusu on the other hand. The other one is simply called Napo in Ghana. My brother, my sister, Dr. Prempe. And that's it. They are in Qatar. And they have left parliamentary duties. They are both NPs as well. At a time that the budget, the demonic budget, is supposed to be debated. Kweku O also sent this one up. That's Kweku Rafik. Investment firms are struggling. You know what is next? I believe commercial banks. It will be difficult for them to pay depositors. Moody's has downgraded major banks in Ghana because of their risk levels. This supposedly was the post that put Kweku Rafik in trouble. But an MP and a former Minister of State has also been reacting to this. So it means Kweku Rafik has actually been arrested. This is Sam Okujeto Ablakwa. He belongs to the opposition. He used to be a minister in the Atamils Mahama regime. Then when Atamils left and Mahama came, he was still a minister of state. He said, since his Gestapo arrest and unlawful detention this dawn, the Akufo-Addo government has been unable to produce Kweku or grant his lawyers, parents, and NDC officials access to him, even after we held meetings with relevant security operatives. They won't allow the parents to go there. They won't allow his lawyers to talk to him. They won't allow anybody to talk to him. And Ablakwa ends up saying, tyranny shall be defeated. Free Kweku Rafik now. My brother, my sister, dash it away. So that is what is happening. Rambo-style arrest. Gestapo-style arrest. At dawn, 3:30, they go into his house, pick him up to question him. But remember, there was a warning by the information minister, the minister of new vocabulary. In fact, Kojo Ponkroma, he said people who have been posting things about the economy meant to sway the people away from the truth will be arrested by the national security. We are not surprised that this is happening. This is a government that is so insensitive to the plight of the people, a government that is so swollen-headed, a government that is almost becoming a dictatorship. My brother, my sister, for Kweku Rafik, we can only pray and hope that he will be released. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushodomo, where we speak truth to power. Next, Ghana rice Thai masters. Ghana rice Thai masters. What are we talking about? People from Thailand are called Thais, right? Somebody from Thailand is a Thai. Listen, the president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, a few days ago, told Jospon, owned by Siam, hey, it's a waste management entity in Ghana, very known. And it's called Zoomlion. Zoomlion is an entity under Jospon. Jospon is also into so many other things aside just waste management. They manage the waste in Ghana and also in Liberia. This is a very wealthy man. He's called Siam. Now, Zoomlion is the most popular under the Jospon group of companies. Now, the president vowed at the time that he was just a candidate vying to be president that the activities of Zoomlion were very murky and shady from what he had heard, and that upon becoming president, he was going to deal with the issue and he would make sure that Zoomlion was brought to book. Only for him to become president, and he became the best friend of this man, the owner of Jospon group of companies, to the point that government is still doing business and adding more businesses to Jospon. So many people ask, what happened to your threat? Now, if you have found out that whatever you heard about Jospon was wrong, why would you not come out and tell us that, oh, honestly, I said I was going to deal with the issue, I dealt with it, and I realized that, oh, the man is clean. Now, this man called Siam is a man who allegedly, and many people have attested to this, that he milks his workers. The old men and women who sweep the streets of Accra and beyond. This man takes a lot of money on their behalf, and he only gives them drops. He does that. I don't want to go into the figures, But my brother, my sister, the president a few days ago said, and through a big challenge, better still, an appeal to just one group of companies to go into rice business. He threw the challenge. In fact, an appeal to Xiang, this man, with a broad smile, to go into rice production. Go into the business of rice production. And today, Jospon has responded. What is in the headlines? Watch this and smile with me. Jospon Group aims to boost local rice. That's Ghana rice production. Signs MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, with major rice players in Thailand. Come! Look at the photo. Jospon Group aims to boost local rice production. Signs MOU with major rice players in Thailand. You know what that means? Well, let us not take the wind out of your sail. Let's read this. The Jospon Group of Companies, JGC, has responded positively to the government's decision to boost rice production in the country by signing MOUs with major rice players in Thailand. Presenting the 2003 budget in Parliament last week, the Minister of Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, said that as part of efforts to promote exports, the government would expand the productive capacity in the real sector of the economy and actively encourage the consumption of locally produced rice, poultry, vegetable oil, and fruit juices, ceramic tiles, amongst others. The MOUs initiated by the executive chairman of GJC, Dr. Joseph Siang Ejepong, who led a delegation from his outfit to Thailand, will facilitate the establishment of seed development and research center, rice mechanization centers, bioorganic fertilizer production centers, supply of farm implements, and rice mills in Ghana. The completion of the above facilities will help boost rice production in the country and drastically reduce its importation. Hold on. Let's take the second paragraph again. It says what? The MOUs initialed by the executive chairman of JGC, Dr. Joseph Siang Ejepong, who led a delegation from his outfit to Thailand, will facilitate the establishment of seed development and research center, rice mechanization centers, bioorganic fertilizer production centers, supply of farm implements and rice mills in Ghana. Next page. Watch this. According to the GJC, the first batch of technical team from Thailand will arrive in Ghana in December this year. The agreements follow a visit to Thailand by a team from GJC led by its executive chairman, Dr. Joseph Siang Ejepong. Hallelujah. Dash it away. My brother, so that is where we are. There's nothing we can ever do on our own. Every little thing, we have to get white people, ancients, extraterrestrial beings to come and support us. We already produce rice in Ghana. Who says the farmers don't have the know-how? Granted, the farmers don't have it. You have gone all the way to Thailand. Why Thailand? Now when we talk about rice, everybody says China. True? So if you are looking for reggae music, and then you go to Afghanistan, live in Jamaica, what will people think of you? My brother, my sister, I do understand that there's a certain level of rice production in Thailand. But if we are looking for the best, it's in China. Thailand produces rice. Now, what are we doing? That's why I read the second paragraph again. they are going to be able to get into seed production. Is it GMO? Remember, we have our own kind of rice here in Ghana. Watch it. The MOUs initialed by the executive chairman of JGC, Dr. Joseph Siao Ejapong, who led a delegation from his outfit to Thailand, will facilitate the establishment of seed development and research center, rice mechanization centers, bioorganic fertilizer production centers, supply of farm implements, and rice mills in Ghana. Dash it away. My point here is that, listen, are the Thai people coming to train Ghanaians? For how long are they going to be in this country? I'll give you an example. In 1958, Kwame Nkrumah established the Ghana Airways. And when the Ghana Airways came, Nkrumah signed a pact, a deal with Blakk, British Overseas Airlines Company, BOAC. And it was supposed to be a 7-year deal, where the British people would come and man the planes that Nkrumah had bought from Britain. They had made those planes, they manufactured them. So they would be the best to deal with the planes. But for a period of 7 years, so that their Ghanaian counterparts will be able to pick up the nitty-gritties of the plane. When they signed it, after 4 years, in 1962, Nkrumah said, enough is enough. My people have learned very hard. Something that was supposed to be taught to them for 7 years, they have picked that up in 4 years. The contract is finished. He paid them off. Blakk owned 40% of Ghana Airways. And when Nkrumah sent them away by 1962, he bought their 40% and added it to the 60% that Ghana had. And by the following year, Ghana owned the whole of Ghana Airways 100%, hook, line, and sinker, from the treble all the way down to the base. Siam is bringing Thai people here. What is the contractual period? I know he is a private man. He can let them come here for as long as he wants. But we are all looking at the development of the nation. What is the plan? What is the contract period? You say you want to boost the production of rice. May I know, are the Thai people coming to train or help train the Ghanaian people who already have their local rice, which is the best in the world? The best rice in the world comes from only 2 places, Nasia and Afife. Go and do your checks. The whole world, the brown rice that we have from Afife is the most nutritious. How many countries are able to produce that? Apart from that, Nasia rice, use it for jollof. My brother, especially with shea butter, when you squeeze it like this, the rice is ajay, 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 ajay. Now they are coming to do what? Seed development. They are going to bring us Thai rice, inject that with Chinese rice, infiltrate it with GMO, and destroy our local rice, or what? After all, your Greek minister says nobody has ever died from eating GMO. Such a dumb minister. And this man became the minister of Agric. Who was GMO? When you even travel to America and England and those places that hail GMO, people go to the shop and they label non-GMO, and everybody goes there. Why? Because everybody wants to live natural. A Greek minister comes. Oh, tell me, who has ever died from eating GMO? And this is a man who used to work with Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO. The man who is selling plantains right there. And I hear all those let me not even go too much into that. My brother, my sister, what is the plan? As a nation, if we are not careful, we will continue to be hewers of wood and drawers of water. We will never be masters of our own. Every time, anything we want to do, we have to bring in our masters to pave the way and continue to be with us. Listen, even at independence, Nkrumah still maintained 1 or 2 British people to stay whilst he weaned them off, or whilst we weaned ourselves off them. Nkrumah's secretary was British. The woman who established the library in Ghana was British. And many such people. My brother, my sister, hey, Sian, you are a businessman. Despite all the controversies, think about the nation. Don't just think about rice production. Oh, we have been able to produce 1 million metric tons of rice and blah, 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 blah. No. Don't produce junk. Develop the human resource of the ordinary Ghanaian. That's the legacy you can have. What happened to all our food distribution centers in Ghana? How many of us remember Ghana Food Distribution Corporation? GFDC. I grew up and knew that there was Ghana Food Distribution. In my area at Abuabo in Tamale. You walk up a little towards Nyani, it was situated right there. Today it has become the abode of goats and sheep. When goats and sheep want to have a doggy style, they go there. What happened to Ghana Food Distribution Company? Was it corporation? So that food can be distributed everywhere. Right now, farmers' markets have come to replace Ghana Food Distribution Company. I do understand that we can have fresh food, which cannot be sent to Ghana Food Distribution Corporation. But again, how about the grains? Vegetables, fine. You go to the farmer's market and get something fresh. But those that can be stored, Nkrumah's silos are still important. How did I veer into this? In the interim, hear me now. Jospon, you can do a lot. The Thai people, what is their level of expertise in rice production? Are they the best? Or you want to learn from the third best? Why did you not go to China? Is Thailand the best? How long are they going to be here? What is their role here? To train and leave, or come and stay and partner and stay forever? What is the plan to own the outfit totally? Let's think about all this. When we return, we have more. But I have an interesting quote for you about rice. Rice is eaten everywhere in the world. We have our own rice in Ghana. We love our rice. It's the best rice. When a man is hungry, you will never hear him say, oh, this rice is burnt. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot, Coco Show.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. Next thing. What does it say? Watch it. It rolls. Nigeria bans English language for 6 years. Hey. Come. Wow. Nigeria bans English language for 6 years. Why? What's the story like? Watch the headlines. Nigeria to abolish English use for first 6 years of primary education. Interesting. Nigeria's cabinet, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved a national language policy for use in all primary schools across Africa's most populous nation. Come! The major highlight of the policy is that the first 6 years of basic education should be undertaken in the mother tongue of pupils. Minister of Education Adamu briefed journalists of the policy after the cabinet meeting on Wednesday, November 30, 2022. That's yesterday, right? Or the day before yesterday. He said, a memo on national policy was approved by the council. So Nigeria now has a national language policy, and the details will be given later by the ministry. One of the highlights is that the government has agreed now that henceforth, instruction in primary schools, the first 6 years of learning would be in the mother tongue. He, however, clarified that the decision is only in principle for now, because it will require a lot of work to implement. Hallelujah. The major highlight of the policy is what? Still in the offing, and to need a lot of work to take place, right? Theoretically, this policy starts from today, but the use of mother tongue is exclusive. But we need time to develop the material, get the teachers, and so on. Since the first 6 years of school should be in the mother tongue, whereby the people is the language of the host community is what will be used. Because we have 625 languages at the last count, and the objective of this policy is to promote and enhance the cultivation and use of all Nigerian languages. He added, dash it away. Ngugi wa Thiong'o will be very happy to hear this. Ngugi wa Thiong'o wrote impeccable English. And at a point he said he will not speak English anymore. He started writing in his native Swahili language. When you go to him, he will speak only Swahili to you. I pray that one day we reach there. But Nigeria has become a pace setter in this. How many schools in Ghana will write no vernacular? Or don't speak Twi? How many students or pupils will go and report, oh, this person was speaking Twi, or that person was speaking vernacular? Vernacular. The teacher will lash you for speaking your own language in school. What is this? For speaking your own language, you are beaten up like a pig. Go around all the schools in Ghana. 99% of all of them have this written on the wall: no vernacular. No vernacular. Especially when you go to the Ashanti region, it is boldly written on the wall, don't speak Twi. What should I speak? Latin. I am happy for Nigeria. I respect you, Nigeria. Hey, the first 6 years of school, they are the formative years. And here, you are told to speak. I am glad I speak a number of African languages. My children might not be that lucky in this digital world to speak as many languages that I speak. Because in my days, there was no WhatsApp. In my days, there was nothing like Facebook or leg book or head book. In my days, we would meet one-on-one, play and speak, and we learned so many different languages. My father was a champion language man. After conquering the northern region, he said, go to the Ashanti region and learn some languages as well. Learn all languages if you can. I'm happy today that I speak so many different languages. My brother, my sister, I applaud Nigeria. When you go to China, China was also colonized at the time by the same British. But today, when they speak English, it means that they are about to do business. If you are not ready to speak, forget it. All their products have Chinese written there. At the University of Ghana now, they are giving scholarships to Ghanaians who are learning Chinese. They are spreading their language whilst we are here beating each other for speaking our own language. Nigeria is paving the way. In our country, when you speak your language, then you are illiterate, unlettered. True? I know a friend of mine who speaks Twi without a single English word. And I know how many people backbite and say things about him. This man is stark illiterate. He knows nothing. And when we are arguing to him, he will come there speaking Twi that only him understands. My God. This is how much we have been brainwashed to think that our language is nothing but backwardness. Nigeria, I love you. Nigeria, make sure that this happens. In fact, Nigeria is a champion of culture. Listen to Nigerian music, pidgin. Listen to Nigerian music. They have bits and pieces of their culture in that. They are dressing and so on and so forth. Whilst we are busily showing people how much our Rolex watches cost $7 trillion and how much our bells cost a whole what. The Agbaja is on and they are doing things. I love you, Nigeria. When we return, we have more. Hey! Wayo!
Blakk, Kokusho.
This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodomo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk RASTA. Next thing says what? Watch it. Wassce students' papers cancelled. West African Examinations Council, WAEC, brought out the examination papers, and some hundreds of students have had their papers cancelled. Why? Watch it. Wassce 2022, WAEC cancels entire result of 518 mobile phone candidates. Hey, are there candidates who are called mobile phone candidates? Let's find out. The West Africa Examinations Council has announced the cancellation of the entire results of some 518 candidates who sat the 2022 West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination, Wassce. In all, a total of 422,888 3 candidates made up of 219,130 females and 203,753 males sat this year's examination. The subject results of 3,845 candidates have been cancelled for sending foreign material into the examination hall. Wassce said in a statement issued on Thursday, 1st December 2022, in which it announced the release of the 2022 Wassce results. Also, the entire results of 518 candidates have been cancelled for sending mobile phones into the examination hall. Additionally, Wassce has withheld the entire results of 117 candidates, pending the conclusion of investigations into alleged cases of impersonation. You know what that means? Somebody coming in to write on behalf of another person. That's impersonation. Cases of impersonation detected during the examination. Furthermore, the scripts of candidates for 179 schools in certain subjects are being scrutinized for reported cases of collusion. Collusion means, you say this, what I write, you write, copying, and, planning to cheat. According to Wassce, the withheld results of candidates may be cancelled or released based on the outcome of the investigations. Dash it away. And come! My brother, it's long overdue. Our examinations must be very credible. These are supposed to be the future leaders. If they are unable to follow simple instructions, if they begin cheating at this point, then we will have dishonest leaders like Nana Akufo-Addo amongst them. Dishonest leaders like Paul Biya amongst them. Dishonest leaders like J.A. Ankara. Bribe-taking leaders like J.A. Ankara like this. It's good. Wassce is stamping his foot on the ground and making sure that these things don't happen. Some teachers, because they want their schools and students to make it, they even show the questions to them and teach them how to answer them. Meanwhile, you are the same teachers who are supposed to groom them to become good citizens. We went to schools where we were told other schools had had Apo. As they say in the Ashanti region. I went to school in the Ashanti region. Oh, you see Apo bia pio. Hey, Charlie, Apo bia ba. You see sa Apo no. Hey, just you have to pay to cheat. So they will tell you, oh, this is coming. Sometimes teachers even go and set questions. They come and tell their students, oh, they are set these questions. So that if those questions come, they will answer. Can you imagine? Instead of teaching the students the areas and making sure that they cover the syllables right, rather they would go set the question, because it's teachers who set these Wassce questions. Then you will come back and tell your students that when you went, these were the questions that you set. So if they appear, they should be ready. You are being dishonest. I told my children, if you don't do well, you say because your father is a very famous man, you want to go to which school? We will throw you at a village school to go and learn how to fish. When you return, you will teach us all how to catch tilapia. Me, go to a school that I'm going to talk to a certain big man because my face is known to get my son who is not qualified to be in the school. Hey, all these schools, look at this face. If you see me, ask the police to come, or else I will expose you. I'm coming to trick you. Your father is popular. How did your father become famous? He worked hard. Your father should be a man who has the legacy of honesty. How many fathers will take their children to school and force headmasters to take them even when those children are failed? How do you feel when you are walking out of the school and there's a child who has overly passed and cannot get admission because they gave his place to your failed son. How do you feel? Then on Sunday you are in church. Asida yonya minidia. Asida yonya minidia. Yesu momo. Something is wrong upstairs. Let's encourage our children to study hard. Let's encourage our children to study hard and follow the rules. In my days, you have to be present at least 30 minutes before the start of the paper. And you couldn't enter the examination room after a certain period of the start of the examination. Why? Because people would have finished quickly and left the examination hall, and they will come and show you. Some of us who were overly brilliant, to God be the glory, we could finish a whole paper that was meant for 2.5 hours in just 15 minutes. Because we have studied our heads dry. We were talking like we had gone crazy. To God be the glory. Somebody's lazy son would sit somewhere and go and get apple and come and write. Dead-headed person. You go to the university, there are those sitting there. How they got in there, only God knows. Yet the children of those who really passed, they are walking around no school. And it's the same thing when they come out of school. The dunderheads, the idiots, the sons of those who have money, they are those who are in big positions. Those with brains, they are holding long CVs, going around knocking, trying to get a job. What an unfair world. It doesn't happen in China. It doesn't happen in Thailand. It won't happen in America. Even if it does happen, it's very minimal. But here is the order of the day. Oh, your father is a big man, so go and fool in school. Don't study. When you finish, he will put you in any institution you want to. After all, your father is God. Dash it away and bring me the next thing. This is the last one, right? Road toll comes back. My brother, it's sad. You remember when they were going to bring us this demonic E-levy? Why do we call it demonic? Electronic levy. Mobile phone levy. Momo levy. We all fought against it. But this deadly demonic government, insensitive government, was bent on passing it. The Minister of Finance, Ken Oforiatta, told us in plain black and white that if he was allowed to pass the E-levy, there was no way we would go to the IMF with any crisis. We still didn't want it. We questioned. We said, how could you cry that you don't have money when you are building a cathedral? Paid so much money to people who have no respect for the nation's survival. Yet they claim they are dual citizenship holder, Ghanaian and British. You come and take money from a country that is dying. You pocket it and go away because you have worked for the country. It's not to you. My brother, Kennedy Japan was flown out of America, taken off the surgeon's table. He was going through a major brain surgery. Adwoa Safo, another MP, was brought from America at the time she said her son was ill and her family first. The jingoisms that they had to go through, the shenanigans, they ended up passing this demonic E-levy. A few days after, they said the money they got from the E-levy was not enough. Therefore, they would go to the IMF for help. They lied. It didn't work. But before they introduced the E-levy, they cancelled all road tolls. Cancelled. Cancelled. They said the E-levy would replace it. And now this is what the place looks like, the toll. Bring me the before. You see, quite organized. This looks like the Kaswa one. Look at it. And then when they stopped it, so many people were unemployed. And this is what it has become. My brother, my sister, they said they were going to turn them into toilets and washroom so that when people are driving on the road, they can just go in there and then do their own thing. And when we laughed at them and said they were crazy, they decided that that was not what they said. Afterthought. Look at the toll booths. Look at the toll booths. All over the world, this toll booth system is operated. Show me one country that does not build roads. Show me one country that does not take road tolls. But we decided that will be different. We canceled that and brought the demonic E-levy. And when it failed, we have decided to go back to the toll booth system. Are we not a confused nation? Are we not a people who are not smart? Should this finance minister continue to be here? My brother, my sister, come. Now the thing about the toll booth was that it was most of the time in the city. And it caused traffic. To make the traffic situation worse, you know what they did? They had hawkers all over the place. People selling bread, some selling toffee, others selling dogs, some selling dog chains, some others selling almost everything, including condoms. These people cause traffic there. If this toll booth system is coming back, we would have to work seriously on the traffic situation so that traffic will be fluid. All the people standing there and selling. I remember the very first week that this so-called levy was introduced and the road tolls cancelled. Hawkers around there were complaining that they were not making money anymore and that they were praying that the toll booth system will come back again so they would make money and cause traffic to everybody. We have to be a serious nation. We have to think carefully. In fact, the IMF and the World Bank have said it, that we didn't take the best of decisions. The IMF and the World Bank said it, as said in Parliament the other day, that we didn't partake the best economic practices. And it's one of the things that led us into this crisis. I'm tempted to think that our nation is not smart enough. Our leaders are not selfless enough. Our leaders are not patriotic enough. And we need a new crop of very patriotic, selfless, self-sacrificing people. Or else, I'm afraid we might not be able to tell a good story in the next few generations to come. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushunimo, where we speak truth to power. And I want to say thank you so much. Our numbers are on the screen. Please talk to us. Let's do business. Let's advertise your products. The more your businesses prosper, the more we prosper too. And remember to follow us on social media. We are Black Empire Media. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube. And we are also on Instagram. Make sure you follow us, as you can see, and do business with us. Let's hear from you. We are not always right, but we try as much as possible to represent the people to the best of our ability and knowledge. It's been the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushunemo. And my name Blakk Rasta, I love you and I appreciate you. God bless you. Wayo!